Hello everyone, welcome back to the Tao of Nick. My name is Nick Campbell. It's a pleasure to either have you here for the first time or welcome you back. You are really getting in on the ground floor on a journey that has been both a long time coming and I imagine has a long future ahead of us. So go ahead, like the video, subscribe right away, hit the little bell notification. I still plan on releasing one video a week, and that will be every Monday. There's a host of topics that I want to discuss. But first and foremost, let's talk about fear. Fear is kind of special. It affects our heart, it affects our mind, it affects our body. It can stop us dead in our tracks, or it could make us sprint for cover. We could freeze, we could fight. I do like to say that fear has stopped humankind from doing so many things, but it also took us to the moon. It just depends on how we look at fear. Coming into this video, I was debating should I tell you a story? Should I ask you what scares you? Should we talk about the scientific nature of fear? Should we talk about what fear means in a biblical sense? What I would like to talk about with you today is my transition and understanding of fear. This has been a very long road and frankly a scary one, pun definitely intended. Fear has, like I said, stopped me dead in my tracks time after time after time. And if that's where it ended, I think I would be okay with it. If fear stopped me from going out and making a foolish decision, great. If it stopped me from spending all of my money, as I have done many times in my life, great. But fear does something terrible to me. I'm 35 years old now, and YouTube, I should look it up. YouTube has been around for a huge portion of my life. And I've always wanted to do this. In fact, one of my goals in life is to become a motivational speaker. But every time I took a step, small step, big step, doesn't matter. I did functionally get closer to this goal today. I also panicked. And when I panicked, fear gripped me. And it caught me right down deep, and it just holds on so tight until it's ready to let go. I would lose my logic. I would lose forward momentum in my life. I would assume, oh, this is it. I can't possibly anticipate something better happening. Instead of paying off my debt, I just racked up more and more and just knew, well, the fear knew. It didn't matter after that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Nothing else matters. But here I am today. Proof positive that there is both an out of the fear and another side of the problem. The fear that exists looking into my future will always be there, I imagine, unless maybe one day I meet my true goal of enlightenment. So, I face the fear. What does that mean? How do you face the fear? The first step was to acknowledge that I was scared. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is just to admit what emotion we're feeling. My fear when I was younger was masked by depression and anger and destructive behavior, if you will. And if you know me, you know the type of person that I was. And if you don't know me, you can imagine I'm the average guy. I made some poor decisions in my day. But here I am on the other side again, working through that. So, the moment fear hits me now, I don't usually know that I'm scared right away, even today, even after all of the research that I've done, of all the self-help books that I've read. We'll go through those in time. But today is about awareness. Whether or not you subscribe to meditation, I do want to encourage mindfulness, another buzzword right now. But it's really important because what that means to me is that I am aware of what thoughts and feelings are rushing through my body, And I have the mental capacity or the emotional capacity, or in some cases, the physical capacity to tackle whatever's coming, to see it for what it is, admit what it is, and see what I can do about it. The cool part is most of the time I don't have to do anything about it. I ride the wave up, and then I ride the wave back down. And as long as no decisions were made during that ramp up or during that fall down, chances are I'm going to end up on the same level as when I started. And in some cases, I can actually be a step above because now I can have a little bit of pride in myself, pride that I could never see before. It's almost frustrating to look out and to see myself in the past or to see behaviors in other people that I exhibited at one point and still do. That's the real secret of this all, is that I still am dealing with this all the time. I'm here, you're here, because we want something new, something different. I'm stepping outside of my box to get behind a camera, which, believe me, is a fear. I'm stepping out of my box and I'm posting this for functionally the whole world to see. Anybody could stumble across this. Old friends, perfect strangers, my boss, anybody. But conquering that fear is the magic. The biggest piece of this puzzle for me is to be able to share this with you. I want to encourage you to look inside, especially in moments of fear, and just identify it. When you take the time to realize that you are scared, there's power in that. And that one you'll just have to take my word for, at least initially. You'll find it on your own. I bet you can. I know you can. I did. I don't want to be cliche and say this all the time, but I feel it every time I talk about these things. If I can do it, you can do it. We have to find something that will elevate us. We have to find something that will change, not even a behavior, but just an awareness. We have to change from the panicked breathing, tense. I can feel it too. I can still feel my chest clenching, my stomach tightening, can't catch a breath, about to break into a sweat, nothing to say, tongue tied, mouth dry, everything falling apart, can't run, can't hide, can't fight. It's not there, not even freezing at this point, shaking. Something has to change. Please, let's begin this conversation. Let's figure this out together. If there's a topic that you would like for me to discuss, a book you've been interested in, maybe I have some knowledge about it, or maybe someone within this growing community has some knowledge about it. Let's not be afraid to share what's wrong, because once we clear the air about what's wrong, then we can start finding resources, and maybe my way will work for you. Maybe the Tao of Nick will turn out to be the Tao of You.